Hello, hello, hello. It is time. Almost finished with the Brawl characters. So, let's get started. King Dedede. One thing about this character people try doing a lot is they try reacting to Gordo Toss and hitting it back. But you want to try and preempt it, hit him like at the start of it. Because otherwise, what's going to happen is you're going to hit him like a little bit too late into the move and he can reflect it back to you. Or just like not have to deal with it somehow. There it is. As long as you don't hit it too early, there's like a little bit of a timing to it. You can consistently do it with the Gordo, but doing it too early gets you hit and doing it too late means you're kind of playing into what Dedede wants you to do. Where while you're hitting the Gordo or blocking it and dealing with it somehow, he's positioning himself to throw even better Gordos. Or to abuse his really big hitboxes. Despite his slow speed, he can get in and be a problem. So yeah, I make it sound simple, but it's a lot harder in practice and you have to read into the player's habits that you're fighting to really exploit this. When you are fighting out, make sure to kill his purples and bait out the white Pikmin tosses, because those are the two most important Pikmin by far. But white Pikmin toss goes very far, so if you're like jumping or avoiding it somehow, it just can whiff like that, right? It's like here, like barely on stage from over half screen, here it goes off stage. So looking for that and being ready to make him whiff with that is huge. Or if he throws at you, being ready to kill it immediately, I mean immediately, is vital. And then for purples, these don't go that far when thrown, so it's hard to bait him into throwing them off stage, assuming the Olimar is good. But you can kill them. If he does throw at you and he whiffs, this is a great chance to kill it. The Olimar player might be ready to punish that, so you have to be a little bit aware of what he's doing. But most characters have like safe tilts and projectiles to do it with. And also, if you hit Olimar far enough away from his Pikmin, you can like kill the Pikmin. I'm not sure if I can show it here. But like sometimes Olimar gets a little bit synced from his Pikmin at like higher percents, and that's a good chance to kill him as well. But it's really vital you play around those whites and those purples, because if you're killing like blue, yellow, and red, and you're cycling out those to get more purples out, suddenly you get to deal with a lineup of 2 purples and a white, and you just be like, well, what do I do now? Olimar is gonna win the game, and like, yeah, he got this lineup, you lose. So versus Lucario, you wanna keep him from charging up his Aura Sphere, particularly higher percents. At low percents is whatever, not a big deal. But like, when he starts getting the higher percents, this becomes a problem. Like, this is bigger than Youngling. Because of that, not only, you don't want to let him live long anyway because of Aura, but you really, like, even though it's scary to approach him, you don't want to like run at him. You want to make sure whenever you see an Aura Sphere charge, you're doing something to stop it. Because fighting him in neutral when he has this, and he has like all his buttons from Aura, is so incredibly difficult. And also another thing about fighting him is sometimes it's not even worth hitting him. Like sometimes if you can't kill him with a hit and it's just gonna add damage, it might not be worth going for that hit because you really don't want him living too long, obviously. Which for some characters is unavoidable. Like look at this, right? Like you're not playing neutral versus that move anymore. So yeah, watch out for that. Play around that. Do whatever you can to threaten him from doing that, which for some characters to be fair is really hard. Versus R.O.B, just be ready to parry the Nairs. Like this is key to fighting R.O.B. If you're not like ready to react to Nair and parry it, you're gonna get hit by this move a lot. You're gonna get pressured for free and he's just gonna beat you silly. And like the thing that's nice about this move is it's just so predictable and reactable. So as long as you have your parry timings down, it shouldn't be that hard. Obviously good R.O.B players are gonna mix it up by not nairing or doing nairs as safe versus parry. But it still helps when you can't like nair too aggressively and get his combos going. And second piece of advice, because screw R.O.B in particular, every R.O.B player, and I mean every one of them, has some projectile habits, right? Like some of them do like a lot of like laser and the gyro. Some of them do a lot of like dash back laser and then like they'll like jump and then drift and like charge gyro and then like jump and shoot it next time. But pretty much every R.O.B main on the earth has some sort of habit with their projectile usage. And if you can figure that out, you can make them feel hopeless, because R.O.B's a character that like when R.O.B players can't get those hits in when they're like getting exploited for being a big body, for their projectiles being somewhat punishable, having like linear like hitboxes and being reflectable, like they're gonna feel like they're playing a losing matchup when they're not, because they're R.O.B. What's a losing matchup to R.O.B? But yeah, be aware of that and be aware of when they don't use it as well, because that's also key, because if they're not using it, they can be pressured and stuff really well. Get his gyro and kind of treat it the same way like Diddy Kong's banana. Wherever you have it, you can keep it from R.O.B and that's a big deal. So, Toon Link's main weakness is honestly just his lack of damage output and kill power. It doesn't mean he can't get big damage combos and kill early, but he struggles to, right? He's gonna nickel and dime you in neutral a lot with projectiles, with small... Well, that shield did that job well. Like small combos like that, but he's not gonna like hit you for a lot of damage easily, right? So you have to accept that you're gonna lose neutral quite a bit and get poked out, and that's fine. Toon Link players want you to get frustrated. They want you to start getting impatient. They want you to be like, what do I do with neutral? But you have to remember, he has like mediocre hitboxes. His frame data is decent, but not like super amazing. His disadvantage state, while it's not awful, it still is a Link recovery. His landing options are subpar despite his good airspeed. And also, bomb pull is pretty slow, so if you see him going for that, you can pressure him pretty hard. So, keeping all these things in mind, it's like, it's fine if you lose neutral. It's fine if you get to a disadvantage state even. As long as you play it patiently, punish him for overextending with pressure, and really pressure him in disadvantage along when he's pulling out bombs, or doing like, kind of obvious boomerangs and arrows, because those also punishable to read them. He's more annoying than anything else, I'd say. Please buff Toon Link, please buff Toon Link Sakurai. Just a little bit of buffs. Not even a bad character, but just a bit of buffs. Right, everyone in the comments, we can agree to that. He deserves them, he's cool. When fighting Wolf, you have to exploit the fact that while shield pressure is safe, it doesn't let him continuously pressure you, right? And this is gonna sound weird, but a lot of his moves have slightly slow startups. And a lot of his moves on shield are like, let me check real quick. I think it's like a lot of my 6 moves on block. 4 frame jab, 8 frame forward tilt, 7 frame up tilt, whatever. Then you like dash attack's minus 16 on block, so it's down tilt, forward tilt's like minus 20 on block almost. Even like his neutral air, like best it's like minus 4 or minus 5. Fair is minus 6. And his fastest aerials are frame 7. So what this all means is that when he hits your shield, like I said, while it's gonna be safe, it also means unless he like hard reads you and like commits to chasing you down. So like you can't do like forward air and then like do like a tilt or a jab to stop you from jumping. And like if you parry his stuff, you will get a punish. If he's crossing up, it's gonna be safe, but you can jump away. You can roll away as well. You can just shoot this attack out of shield because he has a little bit of trouble contesting attacks out of shield. Although of course, if you do it and he blocks it, you're probably getting punished. So keep that in mind. Don't be afraid of him. Don't be afraid of using your shield. He has good grab game. You can DI his down throw up and away to avoid like dash attack at a certain sense. He's a really good character, but I think he's slightly overrated to be honest. And I think this is one of the things that people don't realize that makes him worse than like most people are aware of. I really wish I could show this better, but just go look at the frame data. You'll see like he has a lot of gaps in his pressure. And also actually one thing I want to add is that because he has these gaps, these are also windows where if you know like he's gonna attack after doing something, you can hit him between that. Or if you know he's gonna respect you because he recognizes this, you can like punish that as well. Like it's much more of a mix-up game on block than you'd think, and you have to go in to play this mix-up game with him. And with that said guys, that is the video. Of course, like always, Patreon, METAFY, Twitch, like, subscribe, comment, all that stuff. I've said this enough, so peace out.